For kids recovering from drug and alcohol addiction, one of the toughest tests of their sobriety is leaving rehab to return to their old school, where they face their old friends and sometimes the drug dealers who led them astray. Most kids don't make it for a week without returning to their old habits faced with that kind of temptation. So an increasing number of kids in recovery had to choose between sobriety and graduating from high school. Many dropped out. But now, 3 recovery high schools in Massachusetts are seeking to change that dynamic and give kids who've beaten addiction a second chance at high school, getting into college and success. Shining City's Tracy Palangian sits down with Massachusetts Senator Stephen Tolman to find out how recovery high schools work and takes a peek into Beverly's Recovery High School to see the revolutionary approach at work.
You can take that tassel and you put it on the other side or to signify the beginning of your new future, guys. I'm really, really proud of you. If you can all turn around, all my graduates stand up, turn around. Face your people.
This is a scene played out at high schools across the country every spring. Seniors celebrating their graduation with friends and family. But this is no ordinary graduation, as these students have gone through much more than your average 18-year-old.
The truth is we need to get to the root problem, and that's what the recovery high schools have done. They've really started to turn lives around in a tremendous way. The moms and dads that have had somebody graduate, are amazed at some of the change in behavior that they see.
Massachusetts State Senator Stephen Tolman spearheaded the effort to bring recovery high schools to the Bay State. They are schools that give kids with substance abuse problems a second chance.
Tell us about how recovery high schools work, what they do when public schools, traditional public schools, don't.
Well, they don't sweep everything under the rug. If somebody relapses, they all talk about, they get them right into another program.
I mean, they do drug testing on site. They have observed urine screens. They also have other, if a student has under 30 days sober, then they have to do daily drug tests. So there's that kind of accountability. They also have a group every day, and during that it might be about anger management, it might be about trauma sensitivity, it might, there's just different groups that are run throughout the day depending on what's needed.
We've turned people around who were very sick to believing in themselves and realizing that there's no boundaries, that they can now succeed and they don't have to live with an addiction.
There are now 3 recovery high schools in Massachusetts, in Boston, Beverly, and Springfield.
So what's the magic at these recovery high schools? Aren't all high schools supposed to be drug-free and alcohol-free?
Well, Tracy, the magic you have to go see yourself. If you ever went to one of the graduations, I can tell you, sometimes you get goosebumps and tears and even your throat, the lump in your throat. It is an amazing phenomenon because when you have somebody who's sick and then you get them better, the last thing you want to do is put them back in an environment where they're going to get into their old habits. And that's exactly what was happening in these old schools.
Perhaps the biggest attraction for the students is the non-judgmental philosophy of the school.
The atmosphere here is a lot more welcoming. It's like the staff actually cares about you and will talk to you about your problems. If you have anything going on, they're there for you. Like another school where they're there to teach you, math, English, whatever it is.
By some estimations, 1 in 50 kids between the ages of 12 and 17 have been to rehab.
Well, to be honest, without the school, I probably wouldn't be graduating. I always got really good grades, my school didn't want me coming here at all because I was a top student and stuff. And my addiction just made me kind of fall down a little bit with my grades and stuff. So here really helped me get back up on my feet and get my grades back going and finish off the rest of my school year.
Jessica Flaherty.
And I was able to face a lot of things in my life that I've been through that I never thought I'd ever be able to face.
Some of the students I've had for 3 years, and it's a small school, so it's been amazing to watch them transform. I'm teeming with pride right now. I can't really put it into words. They're healed. So it's more than just pride because, they're walking the stage, but they're actually going to be fabulous people. They're really going to do stuff with their lives. I'm really proud of them.
So, Senator, you mentioned that you've graduated almost 100 students from the 3 recovery high schools in Massachusetts. And it seems like this experiment, while there's evidence that it's a very successful model, what do you think is the future of the recovery high school movement?
It's a brilliant concept of how to address a problem that many people are pretending doesn't exist. Because now that when you have a youngster with trouble, you know, say, hey, if you don't want to go back to your school, go to recovery high school. There you'll meet peers who have the similar problems, most importantly, and they all help each other along, and they'll have lifelong friends, and they're clean, and they're sober, and they're going to great colleges.
Thank you all for giving me hope.